All right, St. Louis. I'm coming on one more time, St. Louis. I've been coming on quite frequently over the last week or so. And the reason I've been coming on so often, because I honestly believe the time is now. I truly believe we're now able to understand things that we were incapable of understanding before. And as a result of being able to understand, we now have the ability to help the masses to understand what they didn't understand, but yet they didn't know they didn't understand because they had not the mind to know that they didn't know. And all that they thought was true was only truth based on the mind being undeveloped to know that it was a lie. Not necessarily saying it's a lie, it's just that it's incomplete. In other words, if something's not complete, it's not going to be the truth. If you're only utilizing partial of your mind, but yet your mind has the ability to reach perfection, but yet your mind has never reached perfection, not just your mind, but those minds that came before us never reached perfection. And as a result, the way in which they were traveling literally hallucinated and came up with things that, or came up with an understanding of things that were untrue because they were incomplete. Only a perfect mind will be able to stop time, because time is based upon a mind that's being, or a mind that hadn't reached development, which is a mind that literally utilizes time. Once the mind reaches full development, the mind will literally stop time. No different than you traveling into space at Mach 7, Mach 8, or 30, 40,000 miles an hour. Based upon that level of trajectory and speed, you would literally stop time. In other words, you would be traveling so fast that you would literally come back and meet yourself that lived in the past, because you're now traveling at a higher rate of speed. But unfortunately, not many reach that level of speed because they're dying every day. It's just like a balloon that has a hole in it, but it doesn't know that it has a hole, and as a result, it's losing its flight. It's falling to the ground. However, its inability to know that it had the ability to reach a certain level of height before falling, it wouldn't have known, because it never reached the speed of light to be able to change its trajectory towards the truth. So as a result, the truth would have been the lie, but yet it wouldn't have known that it was following a lie because it hadn't gathered the power to know that it was following deception, because it had not reached the actual truth. And that's what has happened thus far. We are traveling in 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. In other words, if I tell you I'm coming to St. Louis and I'm going to meet you at 12th and Washington at such and such a time, that means I'm giving you a location, a direction, and a time. However, 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time doesn't equate to the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th dimension that's curled up in the 3 dimensions. In other words, you're really not moving as you perceive yourself as moving. It's just that the frames in which you're looking at the world through the lens has not the ability to encode at the molecular subatomic level, where you can literally magnify what you're looking at 500 billion times. And as a result, it will then appear as though everything is in your mind. However, if you don't reach that level of speed, you're not going to know that you never knew, because you're going to die daily, and everything that you thought was true was deception, but your mind is only capable of acknowledging it as truth because you're dying and you didn't reach the speed in order to see yourself living in the past to be able to now change the directions in which you were traveling. We formulated false religion, false doctrine. We formulated everything within this world, but yet we didn't realize that the world that we're seeing is not the truth, because you are actually what you're trying to find. In other words, if you can reach a certain sound, a certain speed, you will change your location within space and time. And those that are living in darkness wouldn't be able to come against you because you will be walking on it. In other words, you will be ahead of it. You will be Alpha and Omega, first and the last, that bright morning star, but you didn't know it because those that came before you didn't know it. Think about Neanderthals, cavemen. They came before us and we look at them as primitive. Who's after us with a higher level of precognition that's going to look at us as though we were like we looked at the cavemen? And who's after them that's after us? We must become whole. And as a result of becoming whole, we can see the world face to face. St. Louis, we have to do this, because if we don't, we are going to continue to travel a road that leads to nowhere. But yet we have the power that's within us that can literally open up the gates of hell and allow us to leave for the first time. And as a result of leaving, we will then recognize that we were seeking to become whole. Till next time, St. Louis, remember, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Devil is a liar. It's showtime. Hey, God bless you all. God bless. It's our time, St. Louis. It's our time.